Hey guys, welcome to part 7 about Paradise Rainbow Mandala Crochet Along. Today in part 7 we're going to get through rounds 41 to 47. So follow me back on for the next part of this video, which is round 41. Right guys, so round 41, and I'm going with a new colour on my hook with a slip knot, and then we're going to start here. So it's in between these two big fan stitches, or these two big sets of fans even, and we're going to start with a back row single crochet around the kind of like I'm on the right hand side of my tip there, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to work in back row singles around each stitch. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, so the 1, 2, and we're going to go into this third, and we're going to make a 7 double crochet fan. So it's 7 double crochets into the same stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and do a single crochet into that third, just a regular single crochet, and another one into the stitch next to it. So we have two singles like that, and then skip 2 stitches and into the third do another 7 crochets, double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Skip 2 and into that third do a single crochet and a single crochet into the fourth. Just going to move my work slightly, and if we've done this right, 1, 2. Now I'm a stitch out here, so just ignore that, it's fine, because it's only 1 stitch, don't have to get fussy about it. We're going to do a fan what sits in this kind of like a chain 1 space here, because our goal for this part is to have 5 fans evenly spaced over this big semicircle. So if you're out by a stitch, it's fine, no one's going to notice, no one's going to be counting, so just carry on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now I'm just going to count my stitches down here just to see if I've got any slight adjustments I do need to make. So if I skip back 2 and go into that one, skip 2 and go into that one, yeah, no, it should be fine. So 1, 2 and then into that third stitch. Actually, I'm going to skip 3 here. I'm going to go to that 4th stitch with a single and 1 in next to it. See, even though I've skipped an extra stitch there, it's fine. And yarn over, then skip 2 and then start a fan. So it's number 6, and this one is number 7. So skip 2 and go into that third one with a single crochet and the fourth one, skip 2. Oh, I can actually get away with skipping 1 this time. Yeah. Just going to go into that second one now. It's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Sometimes when you're crocheting big projects with a lot of stitches, you do have to make some slight course adjustments, but you know, you can't even tell on this. It still looks even, it still looks pretty. So if you ever have to do get a bit creative with your stitch counts, don't worry about it. You know, it's meant to be fun. Right, so I'm just going to double check how many single crochets I've got on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, yeah. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm going to skip this one and go into the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 takes me back to the left hand side of my chain 1 space at the top, which is fine. It's exactly the right amount of stitches. Chain 1, and then this next one on this other side, I think this is where I must have been weaving yarn ends in because it's a bit tight. And this stitch on this side is the same stitch as what we started the round with. So you're going to continue all the way around. If you need to make any slight adjustments, go for it. It's not a problem. Always double check that these counts are the same on each side, because these are more important than slight course adjustments here, just for a little reference point now. So got to continue on, and I will see you back for round 42 where I'll be using another new colour. Right, round 42, a nice easy round here. So I'm just getting a new colour ready on my hook with a slip knot. So we're going to start in the same place as where we started the last time. You can either start here or you can start down here if you're working this way, or from here working that way. But I'm just going to start in the middle because then it's just easier to work over these fans. So we're doing back post single crochet again. So you're going to locate where you've got your chain 1, and then over this first stitch we are just going to do a back post standing single crochet. So when it comes to closing the round, you do your back post single, chain 1, and then you connect. But let's crack on with this. So I'm going to do back post singles down here, but I'm going to stop the stitch before my last stitch on this part. So I should have 15. Let's do 3, 4, oh, I like these two colours together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So you can see I've got one single crochet left before I hit these fans, which is what we are aiming for. Now over these fans we're not going to do any chains, we're just going to go straight over, and we're going to still be working in back post single crochets. So you just hop over that one stitch and continue doing your back post singles. So you should have 7 on each fan because we've got 7 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then we're going to do this in between each of these fans now, so it's going to be the same all the way around. We're going to do 2 front post single crochets, 1 over each stitch. So 1 and 2, and then back doing back post single crochets for this fan. So I'll just do this one and then another centre, and then I'll let you carry on. It's a nice and easy round. Just so I can show you what kind of effect we're going for. And then 2 single front post single crochets. So I'm just going to stop the video here. So what we're doing is we're making a nice little outline with a nice little bit of colour peeking through. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue working over these fans, and then when it comes to your last back post single crochet, you're going to skip this first stitch, this first single, and then you're just going to carry on working your single crochets back up to the tip, and make sure you put that when you get to your last crochet, make sure you put that chain stitch in between. At the end of the round, just don't forget that chain stitch and then slip stitch to your first stitch you made. So I will be back for round 43. Right, round 43, we have a little bit of a different round here. So what we're going to be doing is a new colour on our hook, and I want you to do a back post single crochet in this second row back. So it's basically in the row we've just been going through. So it's, for me, it's this purple round. So where we've already done a layer of back post stitches, we're going to do another layer of back post stitches. So it's not through this pink one, it's going through this purple. So I'm going to start with a standing single, going to go through that middle and back through here. Because what this is going to do is going to turn these 2 rows into a bit of a lip. What I can actually do is show you on my other one, which I'm making at the same time, is it's going to create this. So it's this blue, for me it says blue row, what we're going to be doing now. So what we're going to do is we're going to work back post singles, and I will count them off. So make sure you're going into the right row now. So I've already got 1, and then since that's in my corner, I'm going to chain 1, and then this is where I'm going to start counting from. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm just going to stop and count for a second so you can see that they do sit well behind these 2 rows, but that's fine, that's what we need. And then we're going to chain 1, then into a 4th stitch on the last row we've just done, so it's this pink row. On the 4th stitch back, 1, 2, 3 and 4, we're going to do a back post single in there. This just brings us up to the top row. So basically it's a way we're going to be kind of like skipping over this entire area. So we're not going to build it up anymore on this part for this row, but we will be now building a bit high on these fans. So on the fans, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a double crochet in each stitch on the fans, and then on this top fan we will change a little bit. So what we're going to do is start on here with the double crochet and just work 7, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I apologise if you can hear dogs barking in this video today. Can't be helped. Right, and then with these front post stitches, what we're going to ignore those. So you just go straight onto your next 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Just going to close my window, just bear with me. Just trying to cut a bit of a background interference from the pooches barking. But like I said, dogs will bark and it cannot be helped, so I do apologise. So what we're going to do on the middle fan, on this one, is we are going to go into this first stitch with a double crochet. So we're going to do 4 now. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we are going to chain 1 and then into the same stitch do another double crochet and count 4 again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So what this chain 1 stitch is doing now is it's going to create a new point. So what I'll do is I'll continue on for the get you to the end of the repeat. But bear with, I'll just get more yarn out. So I will work a bit quicker because we're just doing double crochets until we get to the end. You just have to make sure you've got 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Got a yarn snag somewhere off camera. And then another 7. So skipping these 2 singles, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. See if that's looking nice, and it's lifting these up and just gives a nice bit of a background there. Right, so now we've got to do basically the opposite of what we've got over here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to count my stitches now to make sure I get the right one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and then in round the 4th we're going to do a back post single. To make sure I get that a little bit tighter, but it doesn't really matter. Chain 1 and then we're going to jump back a row, but I'm going to count from up here to make sure I get the right amount of stitches. I'm just counting these, so bear with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? Yeah. So I want 12 stitches going up now. So I always like to count from up here to make sure I have enough stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So it's just underneath this one, so it's fine. So it's a couple of rows back. It's always good to double count from your tip backwards and then you know you've got the right amount. So these are going into the 2 rows back. Don't forget your chain 1, and then we're back to the beginning. So this is basically the full stitch repeat for this round. So take your time, make sure you count your stitches, and I will see you back for round 44. Right, welcome to round 44. I have another new colour on my hook. If you don't have as many colours as I do, just don't worry, just make something up, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the row what we've just made. So it's not this row here, but it's going to be this this one here. So I'm just going to go in and make a standing single crochet in that chain 1 space, a chain 1 and a single crochet. I'm going to count this single crochet here as number 1 in my count now. So with that being said, I've got 1, and then I'm going to work in singles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Switch onto half double crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then I'll just have a look for, make that 5 and 6. Sorry about the confusion there. It's because I'm just going on by this gap here. So we've got 6 singles and 6 half doubles. Now we're going to work in double crochets. So we're going to put a, just check if it's a double crochet normally or whether it's a back post. No, just a regular double crochets now. So we're going to work right up to this tip. So I'm just going to speed it along. So 1 in each stitch. So that's 7 on that first one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a triple. So 1 yarn over twice, and then these top 2 front post singles go around those with a front post stitch. Oops. Can be a bit tricky to get this one without getting tangled up. I'm struggling. Now just try and take your time with these ones. And then we're not going to skip any stitches, we're just going to go straight into the next available double crochet with a double crochet. So what we're doing is we're kind of connecting this round with a couple of rounds back with these longer stitches between your fans. Again, we've come to the end of that fan, so yarn over twice. And 2, and back through these 2 front post singles with a front post triple. Yarn over and then jump back up here into the first available stitch with a double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in this centre over here we're just going to put 1, chain 1 and another double. So now what we need is we make this side the same. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is classing as what the first one in our count. So 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that works. So don't forget to go into this first stitch. So that's 2, 3, 4 and 5. Turn my work again. Yarn over twice, jump down a couple of rows and do a front post triple over these. I always get that confused. And then you're just back making double crochets again over these fans. That's nothing too tricky on this round, thank heavens. Yarn over twice. Nearly to the end of this kind of like fan section now. So as you can see, we're building a bit high, and eventually this these little dips and things, this will straighten out as the pattern gets a little bigger, so don't worry that this top section's a little bit on the wavy side. So what we need to do now is I'm going to count down from the top here. So I'm going to locate my centre and go 1, 2, counting in here in the because that's where I want my last stitch to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that's going to be my 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So going into, it's actually the second stitch along in that back row with a half double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 half doubles. Now I want 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then number 6 is landing in, I'll show you, is landing in my corner, chain 1 space. Chain 1, and then this is going to be the first of 6 in the same space. So this stitch is basically the same as this first stitch, what we've done over here. So that's the stitch round repeat for row 44, where at the end you're just going to slip stitch to join, and I will see you back for row 45. Hey guys, and welcome to round 45. I'm using dark colour on my hook again, which is the dark colour I've used in this section, and I'm just going to bob on a slip knot. And what we're going to do is we're going to start on the 4th double crochet on this fan. So not 4 from this side, 4 from this side. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 with a standing single crochet and a chain 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the second crochet down here. Well, no, it's a half double crochet, so it's not this one here, but it's actually this one here. And we're going to make a cluster stitch. So yarn over, go through that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. And we're going to do this 5 times in total, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this makes 5. Yarn over and pull through all those stitches, chain 1 and skip a stitch. I'll just make sure I want actually putting an extra chain in there, but no. Right, so skip a stitch and into the next. We're going to do this 5 times in total. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and my yarn is a little bit grabby. Three, 4, and this is my last. that's 3 clusters. You can also kind of put your finger behind them and stretch them out towards you a little bit. Just kind of gives them a bit more of a 3D dimension. Excuse me. So then again, we're going to do another 2. So skip the next stitch and go into this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip a stitch and then do number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then a chain 1. And then I'm just going to read on my pattern what we're doing next. Right, we need to skip over these. So what we're going to do is do an extra chain, do a back post single round the middle 2, another chain, and then go into the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2 and then 3, and this should put you right back on track for having enough stitches to do 5. But it's quite a full little area anyway, so if you don't quite have enough stitches to put in 5 clusters, don't worry about it. Just kind of put one set close together, it will even itself out. So I'm going a little bit quicker now. So that's 3. Need another 2. So yeah, the last one should fall on that last half double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is number 5 in my cluster. I chain 1, and then I've just got one more to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is number 5. So you can see it should have a little dip here, or a little flat area. That's fine. The next couple of rows, this will kind of come out and flatten, and yeah, so don't worry. Right, now what we need to do is we need to make sure we're going to the correct stitch. So you count up to your 4th post, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and make sure you get this a little bit close together. You don't need a chain stitch there because these stitches do elongate out slightly, so don't worry about that. Right, now we're going to work up here, and we are going to do back post single crochets, and we're going to stop when we are on this side. Wow, this yarn's just gone really squeaky all of a sudden. I'm just doing one back post single round each post, and when we get to a corner or our tip point, we're going to do a chain stitch in between. See, I'm struggling with my yarn a little bit now because it's just gripping a little bit, but I'll struggle on for you. So this is the last stitch where our point is, our chain space at the top. So you're just going to give it a chain 1 and then carry on going. So what you're going to do is you are going to now back row single crochets down this side and make sure your last one is on the 4th post. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, so it should be that one, and that brings you back to the same point as where you started. So then you can carry on doing the round and close the round off with a back post with a slip stitch to that back post single crochet, where I will see you back for round 46. Right, round 46, I'm starting with a new colour on my hook. Now this row is going to be slightly similar to the last one, but just a little bit different. So again, we're going to start on the 4th post, stitch back from the beginning of these clusters. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 with a standing single crochet and a chain 1. Pull that a little bit tighter. Right, on this one we're going to do we're going to do 4 double crochets rather than 5, and we're going to now work in each of these spaces in between. So our first one is this big space here, so we're going to do 4 double crochet clusters. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 2 and then into your next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2, so that's 1 and 2, and then into your next space. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I'm just going to keep on going until I hit this middle part, and then I'll show you what to do. I'm just double checking on this one. Right, so what we are going to do on this is do a single crochet into the middle of these 2, then chain 2, and then start back on with our clusters. In the first available space. I should add on to that. So you end up with these 2 gaps here, and this single crochet is in the middle, so it's in the second one of your previous round. So I'm going to carry on. So the reason why we're putting 2 chains this side is because it's a slightly wider row, and it just looks nice with these a bit more gap in between. So I've got 2 more clusters to do. 2, 3, and this is the 4th double crochet in that cluster. chain 2, and your last one just goes in this last big open space. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 2. And then what we are going to do is exactly the same idea of what we've done on our last row. So you count up these stitches, 1, 2, 3 until our 4th, where we're doing a back post single crochet. And we are going to do the exact same what we did last round. So we're doing all up here to the tip in back post single crochet, chain 1, and then back down this side, and you're going to stop when you hit the 4th post from your cluster stitches on this side. Right, so that's all for round 46, and I will join you back around 47 where I will be using a new colour. Bye. Right, welcome to round 47. This is the last round in this section, on round 7. So I'm going to start with my lightest colour and a slip knot. And again, I'm going to start on the 4th stitch, on the 4th back post, from this side, from my left. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I'm going to go into that stitch with a standing single crochet, just like we've been doing. And in just a chain 1. And in this very first space, I'm just going to do a regular cluster of 4 double crochet. So there's 3 and 4. Pull through, and we're just going to chain 1 this time. And the reason for that is because the stitches in between here are going to be different and a little bit wider, so it balances it out. So in this first space, we're going to do a regular double crochet. And we're going to yarn over twice and catch this first cluster from this first row. And make sure you get right up in there as well. Because what this is going to do is it's just going to draw in that cluster and give it a really nice rounded shape, and it's just going to separate them all out, as you can see. So we're not going to chain or anything, we're just going to do a double crochet. Sorry, I forgot to say a double crochet in that same space. Do apologise if I didn't mention that. So on to the next space, a double crochet, yarn over twice for a triple, and catch that next cluster. Yarn over and do a double crochet into that same space. So we're just going to do this for the first 5 clusters, so I don't have to talk you through each one. So this is cluster number 4 I'm working now. And then I'm just onto cluster number 5, which is, it's going to look a bit on its own now. Right, so what I want you to do is just, so I'm just sorting out a tangle off camera. Right, so what we are going to do with this is do a double crochet and do a front post around that single crochet underneath it, and then do sorry, then we're just starting on doing what we've been doing with a double crochet, a triple round the cluster underneath, then a double crochet, move on to the next space, double crochet, triple, double crochet. So it's a bit, so it's just the same as what we've just done on the left hand side. always like to use contrasting colours when working from one row to the next, because it just means that you're really going to get the pattern to stand out, and it's going to give a really lovely all over effect. I'll have to do that one again. Nearly back to the other side, so I'm just working on my 5th cluster in this little section. So as you can see, it's just kind of building up that way without making it all squidged up. It's really making these pop, and it gives them the shape back because it draws them in. And we're also flattening this edge out at the same time. So between this point and this point in the next sets of videos, it's just going to be back to having straight sides again. Right, so on this last space, what I want you to do is just do a regular cluster with 4 double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and this is my 4th. Yarn over, do a chain stitch, and do another one. Why not? We'll have 2. Then 1, 2, 3, and then on your 4th stitch do a back post single. So like what we've just been doing for the rest of the rows, we're just going to do back post single crochets. Don't forget your chain 1 at the top, and don't forget to make sure your last back post single crochet is the 4th from the other side, and that's where you're starting from. So that's all for part 7. It has been a bit lengthy, so I hope I managed to explain everything good enough for you to be able to move on. So until I release part 8, happy crocheting and have fun. Don't forget to give me a bit of a follow on Instagram as Crochet Kyle, and make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. So until next time, I'll see you all soon.